I froze when I found my mother-in-law's secret notebook, filled with plans to control every penny of my husband's money, down to our grocery budget. Before we start, let us know in the comments section where you're watching from. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more. I was cleaning the guest room when I found it, a worn, leather notebook tucked under my mother-in-law Linda's suitcase. Pages were filled with neat handwriting, listing my husband Tom's bank accounts, his salary, and even our monthly bills. My stomach churned. She'd been staying with us for 2 weeks, and I thought her constant questions about our budget were just nosy. Now I knew she was plotting something. Tom was at work, so I sat on the couch, heart racing, flipping through her notes. She'd written, "Tom must save 70% of his income for investments I choose." Investments she chose. We'd been married 3 years, and Linda always acted like she knew best, but this was too far. I hid the notebook back where I found it, unsure if I should tell Tom. That night, I showed Tom the notebook. His face went red as he read it. "She's always been pushy, Sarah, but this," he said, shaking his head. He didn't want to believe his mom would go this far. I felt bad for him, but I was mad too. Linda was crossing lines, and we had to stop her. We talked late into the night. Tom said Linda had controlled his dad's money until he passed, and now she was targeting him. I suggested we talk to her together, but Tom hesitated. "She'll just deny it," he said. I wasn't so sure, she seemed too proud of her plans to back down. The next morning, we asked Linda about the notebook. She didn't even blink. "I'm just looking out for Tom," she said, sipping her coffee calmly. "You two don't know how to manage money." I wanted to scream. She acted like we were kids, not a married couple in our 30s. Tom stayed quiet, so I spoke up. "Linda, this is our life. You can't control our finances." She smirked, saying she was helping. I could tell she wasn't sorry. Worse, Tom didn't back me up. I felt alone, wondering if he'd ever stand up to her. Linda stayed another week, acting like nothing happened. She'd make snide comments about our spending, like how we wasted money on takeout. I tried to ignore her, but it was hard. Every time I paid a bill, I felt her watching me. Tom and I argued more. He said I was overreacting, but I wasn't. Linda was always around, dropping hints about better investments or saving for the future. I started locking our financial apps on my phone. I didn't trust her anymore, and I was starting to wonder if I could trust Tom. One day, I overheard Linda on the phone in the guest room. She was talking to a financial advisor about Tom's accounts. My heart sank. She was already making moves. I recorded part of the call on my phone, just in case we needed proof later. When I told Tom, he looked defeated. "She's my mom, Sarah. Maybe she means well." I couldn't believe it. I showed him the recording, and he finally agreed we needed to act. We decided to confront her again, but this time, we'd have a plan to protect our money. We sat Linda down that evening. Tom spoke first, his voice shaky. "Mom, you need to stop meddling in our finances." Linda's face hardened, but I didn't back down. I told her we were locking down our accounts and she'd have no access. She laughed, saying we'd regret it. "You'll come running back when you mess up," she said. I felt a chill. She wasn't going to stop. Tom looked torn, but he held my hand under the table. For the first time, I felt like we were a team. The next day, we met with our bank to secure our accounts. We changed passwords, added two-factor authentication, and even froze Tom's investment accounts temporarily. The banker warned us about family fraud, which made my stomach twist. Was Linda capable of that? At home, Linda was colder than ever. She barely spoke to me, but I didn't care. We were finally taking control. Tom seemed more confident too, though I could tell he felt guilty. I just hoped he'd stay strong when Linda pushed back. Linda didn't give up. She started calling Tom's relatives, telling them we were reckless with money. His aunt even texted me, asking if we needed help. I was furious. Linda was trying to turn the family against us to get her way. Tom was embarrassed but didn't know how to stop her. I suggested we limit her visits for now. He agreed, but I could see it hurt him. I hated how Linda was driving a wedge between us and his family, but I wasn't backing down. Tom's sister, Emily, came over to talk sense into us. She said Linda was just worried about Tom's future. I showed her the notebook, and her jaw dropped. I didn't know she was this bad, Emily admitted. She promised to talk to Linda. But Linda twisted the story, telling Emily we were hiding money from the family. Emily called us, confused. I felt betrayed. Tom's family were supposed to support us. We decided to meet with Emily again to clear things up, but I was nervous. We met Emily at a cafe. I explained everything, Linda's notebook, her calls to advisors, her comments. Emily listened, nodding slowly. Mom's always been controlling, she said. I'll back you up. It felt like a small win, but I knew Linda wouldn't stop. Tom was quiet but relieved. He thanked Emily for understanding. We agreed to keep her updated and asked her to watch Linda's moves. For the first time, I felt we had an ally in the family. Linda switched tactics. She started sending Tom articles about smart investing and left brochures for financial advisors on our kitchen counter. It was subtle but annoying. I threw them out, but Tom kept one, saying, maybe she's got a point. I was stunned. Was he falling for her tricks again? I reminded him about the notebook, and he sighed. I just want peace, Sarah. I got it, but peace wasn't worth losing control. I decided to keep an eye on those brochures and who they came from. I Googled the advisor from Linda's brochures. Turns out, he was a friend of hers from church. Suspicious, I called him, pretending to be interested. He admitted Linda had asked him to guide Tom's investments. My blood boiled, she was still scheming. I told Tom, and he was furious. She's not stopping, is she? He said. We decided to cut contact with the advisor and warn the bank about him. I felt like we were in a chess game, and Linda was always one move ahead. Linda left for a month to visit her sister. The house felt lighter without her. Tom and I worked on our budget together, and it felt good to be in control. We even started saving for a vacation, something Linda would have hated. But I couldn't relax. I kept checking our accounts, worried Linda had found a way in. Tom noticed and promised we'd keep her out for good. I wanted to believe him, but her notebook still haunted me. Linda came back, acting sweeter than ever. She brought us cookies and said she'd respect our choices. I didn't buy it. Tom seemed hopeful, but I saw her eyeing our new budget planner on the counter. That night, I caught her snooping in our home office. Just looking for a pen, she said, but her eyes darted to our files. I locked the office door after that. Tom agreed we needed to keep her out of our business, but I could tell he was torn. We called a family meeting with Emily and Tom's uncle, Mike. We showed them the notebook and played the recorded call. Mike was shocked. Linda's always been bossy, but this is too much, he said. Emily nodded, promising to talk to their mom. Linda denied everything, saying we were paranoid. But Mike wasn't convinced. He suggested we limit her access to our house. Tom agreed, and I felt a weight lift. Maybe we could finally stop her. We told Linda she couldn't stay with us anymore. She cried, saying we were abandoning her. Tom felt awful, but I stood firm. We offered to help her find an apartment nearby, but she refused. You'll regret this, she said, storming out. The next few days were quiet, but I was on edge. Tom was sad but admitted it felt good to have our home back. I just hoped Linda wouldn't find another way to meddle. A week later, Tom got a call from a lawyer. Linda had hired him to review our finances, claiming Tom was mismanaging his money. My jaw dropped. She was escalating things to a legal level. We couldn't believe it. We hired our own lawyer, who said Linda had no case but warned us to document everything. I felt like we were in a nightmare. Tom was angry but determined to fight back. I was proud of him, but scared of what Linda would do next. We started collecting proof, Linda's notebook, the recorded call, texts from relatives she'd tried to sway. Emily helped, sharing messages Linda sent her about our bad choices. It was exhausting, but we needed to be ready if Linda pushed further. Tom was stressed but focused. She's not winning this, he said. I felt closer to him than ever, But I hated how Linda was tearing our lives apart. We just wanted to live in peace. Our lawyer told us to send Linda a formal letter, demanding she stop interfering. We wrote it together, keeping it firm but polite. Tom mailed it, his hands shaking. I was proud of him for standing up, but I knew Linda wouldn't take it well. Sure enough, she called Tom, furious. "How dare you threaten me?" she yelled. Tom stayed calm, repeating that we just wanted privacy. I hoped this would be the end, but I doubted it. Surprisingly, Linda showed up a week later, apologizing. She said she was wrong and just wanted to protect Tom. I didn't trust her, but Tom wanted to give her a chance. We agreed she could visit, but only if she stayed out of our finances. It felt too easy. I kept our important documents locked away and checked our accounts daily. Tom thought I was paranoid, but I wasn't taking chances. Linda's tears didn't fool me. Linda was on her best behavior for a month. She didn't mention money and even complimented our new budget planner. Tom was hopeful, but I watched her like a hawk. Something felt off. Then I found a new note in her purse when she left it on the counter. It listed Tom's latest bonus and a phone number for another advisor. My heart sank. She hadn't changed at all. I showed Tom the note. He was done. We called Linda and told her she wasn't welcome in our home anymore. She cried, then yelled, calling us ungrateful. Tom hung up, his face pale but firm. I felt bad for him, but relieved. We blocked her number and told the family what happened. Emily and Mike supported us, saying Linda needed to learn boundaries. It felt like a victory, but I knew it wasn't over. Life got quieter without Linda. Tom and I worked on our marriage, talking more openly about money and trust. We even booked that vacation we'd planned, a small trip to the beach. It felt like we were finally free. But I still checked our accounts every day. Linda's schemes had left me cautious. Tom understood, and we agreed to keep our finances private, even from family. It was our life now. Tom's family invited us to a reunion. Linda would be there. We debated going, but decided to face her. At the event, she was polite but distant. Emily whispered that Linda was seeing a therapist about her control issues. I wasn't sure I believed it. Tom held my hand the whole time. We stuck together, and for the first time, I felt like we were stronger than Linda's influence. Still, I kept my guard up, just in case. A year later, we'd moved to a new city for Tom's job. Linda hadn't contacted us, and Emily said she was trying to change. We were happy, focusing on our life, our budget, our plans, our future. I still thought about that notebook sometimes, but it didn't scare me anymore. Tom and I had built something strong, and no one could take that away. We were finally in control.